energy industry, for our people in Algeria, for their family and their friends, has been and continues to be a distressing and horrific time.
The loss of life as a result of these attacks is appalling and unacceptable, and we must be clear that it is the terrorists that bear sole responsibility for it. Their actions can never be justified, and we remain determined to defeat terrorism and to stand with the Algerian government.
A huge stash of weapons was confiscated during the final assault, which some Western governments are still fuming about because the Algerian army launched it without telling them. But the African country's military claims it believed the siege was an inside job, since more than 600 Algerian workers were also held captive but promptly released.
Just as we cannot accept terrorism attacks against our cities, we cannot accept attacks against our citizens and our interests abroad. Neither can we accept an al-Qaeda safe haven anywhere in the world.
The hostage takers claimed they carried out the siege to protest against French military intervention in neighbouring Mali to push out Islamist militants, which some Western governments doubt. That's because the gas plant compound is huge and in a remote area and housed hundreds of employees, which means the siege must have been planned well before the week since French forces stormed into Mali.
We remain committed to working with the Malian government and international partners to prevent a new terrorist haven developing on Europe's doorstep. That is why we have welcomed the French military intervention and why we are supporting their efforts with logistical and intelligence assets.
The hostage crisis has tested Algeria's relations with the rest of the world. Sport news, Barcelona have finally met their match. They suffered their first loss this season in the La Liga as their unbeaten run has ended with a stunning comeback win by Real Sociedad. Raymond Jiang has a look at all the action.
Visiting Real Sociedad, who have won just one of their last 5 matches, Barcelona were easily ahead after only 7 minutes. Their goal-scoring machine Lionel Messi pounced on a poor clearance to slot home from the edge of the box. The match looked set to turn into another rout on 25 minutes when Dani Alves found Pedro for the finish. The silent home fans finally woke up shortly before half-time as Real midfielder Gonzalo Castro latched onto a cross to strike into the corner. More bad news were on the way for Barca as Gerard Piqué hit the showers early after picking up his second yellow card with a mistimed challenge. With one man up, Real took full advantage. Castro leveled the match at 2 apiece despite Victor Valdez's attempt to deflect the shot. The home side completed their stunning comeback in injury time, thanks to a clever shot by Emmanuel Aguirre. Barca's lead might shrink to 8 points if second-placed Atletico Madrid win against Levante tonight.
Over in tennis, top seeds Roger Federer and David Ferrer have booked their tickets to the Australian Open quarterfinals. They were joined by Li Na and Maria Sharapova, as both made short work of their opponents this morning.
Cheered on by a packed home crowd at Rod Laver Arena, Bernard Tomic was clearly disappointed with himself during the round 4 clash with Roger Federer. The second-seeded Swiss didn't let the hype surrounding the match get to him, as he took the second set after going 5-4 down in the tiebreak. Tomic never recovered as he lost his serve in the opening game of the third set. Federer sealed the match with a 6-4, 7-6, 6-1 victory.
I think overall we both played a great match. I thought Bernard obviously had a great run now, and he really got the best out of me tonight, so I hope he can keep it up. I really wish him the best.
Federer is joined by 4th seed David Ferrer, whose strong forehand proved too much for Japan's Kei Nishikori. Plagued by knee problems, Nishikori surrendered to the Spaniard after 2 hours and 10 minutes, 6-2, 6-1, 6-4. In the women's draw, China's Nina advanced to the quarterfinals after brushing aside Germany's Julia Gerges 7-6, 6-1.
That's in, what a set!
Also through to the last 8 is second seed Maria Sharapova, who continued her dominant run in Melbourne against Belgian Kirsten Flipkens.
Yay, Sharapova!
The 2008 Australian Open champion clinched her 6-1, 6-love victory in just over 1 hour. Sharapova will next play fellow Russian Ekaterina Makarova, who staged the biggest upset so far in the tournament after beating 5th seed Angelique Kerber 7-5, 6-4.
Here's a look at the weather forecast. Sunny periods tomorrow and a temperature range of 17 to 21 degrees. Similar conditions for the rest of the week. Now the world weather. That's the news tonight. Thanks for watching ATV. I'm Hailing Chan. Good night.
Coming up, Newsline.
ATV Miss Asia Pageant 2012 Grand Final. A new legend will be born. 18 contestants with beauty and wisdom will fight for the legendary title and the newly added title, the most intelligent beauty, super sexy, extra fun. You will witness the battle between overseas and local contestants. And that's not all. International movie star Jean-Claude Van Damme will be one of the judges. How can you miss? ATV Miss Asia Pageant 2012 Grand Final. Be the timeless legend tomorrow night at 8:30, live on Home and Asia channels.
The goose which lays golden eggs has also destroyed the lives of ordinary Americans. In the next 4 years, will President Obama make a decision which makes everyone happy? Memories of the Century, Obama's America, The End of the Dream, tomorrow night at 10.
A protesting singer in Iceland brought down the government with his voice. A union leader was behind the kidnapping of his bosses. And thousands of families were made homeless overnight in California. No more victims. This was how they fought back to bring back justice. Meltdown, paying the price. Tuesday night at 10.
To Sunny and Lorca Singh, love is a joke, but it's not funny. They enjoy it anyway, until everyone around them stops laughing. ATV World Spectacular, a queer story, next Sunday night at 9.
Teach them well, and this will be one class they can skip for now. Sex education begins with parents.
This program only reflects the personal views of the program hosts and/or the individual contributors.
Good evening, this is Newsline. I am Michael Chigani. Tonight, Executive Councillor Barry Cheung. Thank you, Mr. Cheung, for being on the show.
Thank you,
First-time guest on Newsline.
Yes, indeed.
It took a long time dragging you here, but you finally came.
It's such an honor.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Now, you're an Executive Councillor. You're also the head of the Urban Renewal Authority. And, of course, I have to mention this, you were the head of the campaign that elected C.Y. Leung as our chief executive. You were his prime guy, the top dog that helped him win his election. So I'm not going to ask you whether C.Y. Leung's speech was good or bad, because I'm sure you're going to say it was good. So I'm going to ask you what the feeling of the general community is. And I'm going to put it in a nutshell. I mean, a lot of people like him, a lot of people don't like him. But everybody thought, most people thought the speech was very long on vision, but very short on immediate relief. You can't deny that.
Well, you asked me what the reaction from the community was. I think there is no one reaction. My read is that a lot of people are happy to see that the CE has identified correctly the 5 areas that people are most concerned about. And they are housing and land supply, air pollution, poverty alleviation, care for the elderly, as well as high economic growth. While people are happy to see that
no immediate
relief. I was getting to it. I think they are happy to see that in the area of housing and land supply, the chief executive has laid out a very clear blueprint as to how to address this problem. Now, some people are disappointed that this solution cannot be delivered within 2 or 3 years.
That's correct.
Of course,
people are